Furion doesn't like playing against Bat. It's one of the only heroes that I think Bat doesn't like. It doesn't matter what other heroes in the game. Bat loves playing against Furion because Furion isn't going to be playing with his Oracle, right? He's going to be trying to split push, get farms, shove lanes. Bat just eats the tree ants, finds you, kills you.
You have the
so
bugs
it's just somewhat
to go through the trees
counterintuitive
as well. They already have 2 ways of scouting the target that's sprouted, so that's pretty good for FlyToMoon.
Hey, we've seen that Bait like to really flex their heroes. Maybe it's an Oracle mid.
Look, they picked Bat that's countered by Oracle, so now you counter them by picking Furion that's countered by Bat.
So this is just a long chain if you activated my trap cards.
No. It doesn't feel that way, but...
It's more like when your 7-year-old brother steals your Pokemon cards and starts playing them out of order and without respecting the costs.
Did that happen, Carl?
Yes.
Did he take him out of sleep?
How do you explain to a 7-year-old that he's cheating? You know, you break his heart. Also, I'm probably never going to have children because, God, I would just feel terrible for them. But do you believe you should let your kids win or your little brothers win? Because I don't.
No.
Because it removes all the value in the win.
That's something that you in US have, the participation prize and whatnot.
Participation ribbons, yeah.
We don't have that in the East. There's no such thing. You lose and then they rub your face in the dirt as well. That's how it works.
You know, how are they ever going to get better if they don't experience defeat over and over and over? I had a dad that wouldn't let me win.
So what do we have here? Batrider, Tusk has been banned out. It's a pretty solid hero overall with the Weaver, right? The Gemnet attack, the tag team is pretty good. He's good with the Batrider on the offlane as well. What are your thoughts when you have a Batrider on that position 4? You want a brawler type, right? So Tusk is out. You have an option to go for...
Whenever Lizard says thoughts, it sounds like thoughts, and I imagine it being spelled as THOTS. And that's just every time I hear you say thought. That's just what I think of.
So what? Just go with it.
Are we going back to the way people say things?
No.
You sure?
I love Lizard's accent.
Good.
You should hear it in a whisper late at night. It's even better.
Twitch chat, what do you think? Are we gonna go for a shaker, perhaps? Nah, probably
No,
not.
more
We have a Weaver already.
I think you'll just see some standard, really.
No,
Spirit
guys,
Breaker
come on.
isn't bad in this situation either.
What gets countered by Prophet?
Oh, shaker, I was right. So this means the Batrider could be your position 5 as well. This is very flexible now from FlyToMoon.
I don't
Next
think.
level.
I actually think we've evolved past this idea of like, okay, what does this hero counter? It's more, what does this hero like to do? And do you have, like, what does it answer? How do you answer a Prophet? Prophet is a hero that is always going to do its job. You've got Global Teleport, Creeps, and a AoE ultimate that does damage to everything. So it's more about how are you going to use this hero to acquire status in the game, kill objectives, find heroes, etc. So you definitely want to play with tempo. And against what I've just seen, you're probably going to want to do this more of the S4 style with a bunch of defensive items. And good lord, they go for a Rubik. This draft is so squishy. I love Rubik against Shaker. I'm just very concerned now because any kind of reach or just pretty much anything that goes. Answering
that Furion that you just mentioned, Shaker, alright, he's fine. One hero that I have seen today work really well against him though is Vyvern. And it's an old school counter to the Furion when he was picked constantly on the offlane. In the laning stage, because of the Splinter Blast, you're good. But most importantly, he can never really split push. You just send that Wyvern to defend versus him, and on his own, he can either defend for as long as he wants to, or he can set up that gank with, let's say, a Blink Dagger into Winter's Curse.
Yeah, this is a brilliant PL pick from FlyToMoon. It's just no counter. These supports get eaten alive. So it doesn't matter if you go all in with 2 counter picks. Your issue is that you think about all these heroes that own PL, Timbersaw, Leshrac, they hate playing against Bat. So you're already in a poor matchup in that regard. And
the Shaker is also perhaps because of that possible Slark pick on the side of Bait, right, that they can go for. I guess it's decent versus the Batrider, but it's not that great versus PL overall. They go with the Lesh to answer him.
I like it.
It's good, man, but it's not as good as it used to be. It's not your perfect counter to the PL. You just go for Hood, Diffusal, and Lesh needs a BKB to actually fight you.
And if you look at the issue with the Lesh as well within this draft that Bait already have is it's now 4 squishy, ranged. intelligence heroes.
And you're lacking
There's
carry.
no
You're lacking a core to
beef.
round this. Yeah.
I mean, at least you have the Oracle, right? So your distraction just get instantly deleted in the fights. But we talked about that reach a moment ago with the 3 picks we saw from Bait, right? These are very squishy, exposed heroes. And FlyToMoon, they've already got, what, a Weaver, Bat Rider, Shaker. They're going to find this Oracle.
Pretty much. And PL will become a big problem post-Heart. It's another issue with Leshrac as a counterpick is that your damage output scales only with your experience. So you have to stay ahead of PL to really deal with the illusions. You prefer to have heroes that at a point like answer the PL. You know, physical damage Ember, Sven, Magnus. You're never on a clock. Whereas right now, a third item Heart, PL, just seems utterly devastating.
By the way, we might have some sort of magical juxtapose going on here in that Skylark, I think he's not playing. I'm not quite sure if I caught the name right. Maze or something to that regard is playing instead of Skylark.
All right.
So that
They're
might
testing
switch
out.
up the
I
pool
guess they're
again.
testing out their rosters, right? Testing out different players or what. I'm surprised Spartan is still in, though, if Skylark is out. But interesting. Perhaps this works out a little bit better for Bait. I think, honestly, if you're in Dandy's shoes right now, you are testing out players, right? Once again, nothing worked with the older squads. You need to...
And remember, we don't know what's going on within the team, so I can't blame them for swapping around players. Maybe just doing different tries, as you said. It's the period of time TI has been delayed. We've got a bunch of online leagues coming in. There's just no reason not to keep trying new players. There's certainly a wealth of free agents in EU CIS,
What do you
especially
go
if
for
English
here?
is your main language. What's
Do you
up?
go for some troll or something here versus the PL? I guess you aren't afraid of the bat in the laning stage because you do have the Oracle, and the bat might even be that 5. So you can go for the troll in the lane at least. It should be solid.
But what about after the lane? Especially considering FlyToMoon still have final pick, right?
Okay.
Hey, Carl, you want to take this one?
It's another conceptually okay hero against PL, but it's that same exact issue where you don't scale in your damage to illusions. So you effectively have to dominate this game as Bait now without even seeing the final pick from FlyToMoon,
Okay,
because if not, you'll inevitably lose to PL. PL just wins the game.
Can you set up your lanes though? This bat could be mid, could be your position 5. I think it might be most likely 5, and they will last pick the Iceberg hero. Some crazy tiny of his or whatever TA they go for. All right.
Cannot protect themselves.
Maybe if you lane it in a way that Axe plus Oracle are on the top lane versus the PL plus Bat, then the Bat can't ever really pressure the Axe with a sticky. And then you play Rubik plus Lash on the safe lane, or Rubik plus Furion on the safe lane.
I think that FlyToMoon is going to win this game. I am so confident that if they don't win, I will kiss Lizard on the mouth.
You would do that anyway.
Tongue
First
or
and
no
foremost, you would do that anyway, all right? Second, like, someone doesn't have to lose for that to happen. I've seen your intentions before.
Liz's game.
Just stop,
Now, this is the alpha play.
Stop smiling.
FlyToMoon.
The only thing is, will I allow it or not, which I most obviously won't.
I think you could do better, Lizard. But unfortunately,
But yeah, I'll go
I
with
don't.
FlyToMoon as well. And if Bait wins this game, I won't let Cal kiss me there.
Yep, Liz feels he can do better, and it looks like my panel in general feel that Bait should do better than whatever this is, and they are going to be siding with FlyToMoon. But let's see if we can get some conflicting opinions. We've got 2 Americans on the line, ready and able to take this one away. It's B-Cop and Tsunami.
Hey, how are you guys on the panel? I'm hoping to see a kiss. That's all I really want at the end of the day.
I think the only thing, according to them, you're going to see is FlyToMoon kissing Bait goodbye as they leave them in the dust.
Okay, I can get down with that. A farewell kiss is always pretty romantic in a way, too. So, I can get behind that.
Can I hear
know about
Tsunami's
Tsunami.
voice a little bit? Where's that marvelous beard?
Listen, I'm just getting jealous over here. Kyle's putting out these challenges, which I think there's ulterior motives, Lizard. I'm with you, but at the same time, I kind of also agree with his analysis. I agree with him going really, really hands up on this FlyToMoon draft, because I look at the Bait draft and I feel like they just kind of forgot to draft a carry. I feel like they forgot They needed 5 heroes, and then 4 of them ended up being kind of useless against Phantom Lancer. Sure, Axe, as Kyle said, does have some utility, but you are not going to be able to take this game past like 25 minutes against like this Phantom Lancer.
Faith in fate restored.
Definitely looking like a potentially quick one, you're saying.
Yeah, well, if Bait win, it's going to be quick. If they lose, it's going to be probably like it'll look convincing for them for the first 15 minutes or so, because their heroes are relatively strong in the early game, and then they only have one real late game hero, which would be the Leshrac, which is, you know, being played in a core role, being played in the mid lane, and it's going to be up against a Templar Assassin, which is another tricky thing, because TA was the 22nd pick for FlyToMoon, and it's a great matchup for TA. So even their one snowballing core is not really going to get that, I don't know, hot of a start if it has to lane against a TA.
I'm also interested to see how Melee plays here on this Axe. He played for Price, and he substituted a couple times in this region, and now he's substituting here for Bait. I've watched him a couple times before here and there, and he's pretty decent. You know, maybe he could be the thing that Bait need to get themselves a game, potentially a series, right?
Yeah, I mean, Skylark does set the bar pretty high, though, so it would be difficult to find that. And ultimately, with all these roster shuffles right now, they're just trying to find, I don't know, some level of chemistry, and you would think that the 2 Greeks would have had more than enough chemistry. Based off the game that you and I saw of Bait, I don't remember who the opponent was. It was against VP. Actually, I don't know if you and I were casting that, but whatever the case, like, I had no issue with Skylark in that game. But, you know, just keep on experimenting. Obviously, things could not get any worse for Bait, as I'm pretty sure they've won like 0 games, or maybe just 1 game in this entire league thus far, so whatever it takes.
Yeah, they are currently sitting at 0-10 games-wise and 0-5 series-wise, so it's definitely been a rough road for Bait, but they're trying to find the right inner workings to take at least the game. It doesn't look like it's going to be an easy one here, though.
Yeah, and this is an important game for FlyToMoon as well, as this is coming to the point that we'll have to determine tiebreakers. VP still have to play Team Spirit tomorrow, and FlyToMoon clearly are hoping for a 2-0 here so they don't have to deal with any tiebreakers. But we'll see if Bait will oblige as we do get into the laning phase. Top lane, we had this Shaker, I think, double fissure his wave, and so we're really deep underneath the Radiant Tier 1 tower, as it's going to be a carry Nature's Prophet and a support an Oracle. Oh boy.
I'm not the biggest fan of the off-lane Weaver. I know I've been seeing it a lot recently. Maybe it depends on the way the builds go, but I've been seeing a lot of off-lane Weavers go straight into the Ags, and I feel like going straight into that Ags makes you feel very weak. I don't know, like you don't add too much to the fight. Is this a game where this is going to work if they go first big item into the Ags for the off-lane Weaver?
Yeah, it's really dependent on the types of heroes that your team has. For here, I pretty much only see the benefit in the Phantom Lancer being able to get rewound. Phantom Lancer is a hero who obviously, if you just give him like a few more seconds of time, especially post Diffusal Blade, then he could single-handedly win a team fight. But at this game, I think I would prefer something more like a Medallion and just play with the Templar Assassin early on. Your Phantom Lancer has the late game on lock. All you need to do is just make sure you survive the first 15-20 minutes, and then the PL will carry you. So I would prefer the Weaver to gear up more for a mid-game oriented build as opposed to kind of like the late-game utility that an Aghanim's would provide.
Yeah, that Medallion would be pretty good, as you know, usually you see from a Templar Assassin, you go early into that Desolator, Deso, Blink, BKB, pretty much the standard, unless you go BKB a little bit earlier, which would replace, or not replace, but come before the Blink. So definitely could be dealing with a lot of minus armor here, especially with the addition of the Swarm too. A lot here to take away your armor for FlyToMoon.
Yeah, and the quicker you can burst that Leshrac, the better. Which, right now, Dendy's doing quite well. Neck and neck with the Templar Assassin. Given the the damage differential. I mean, even without refraction, TA has like 73 base damage. Leshrac is 63 base damage, so it's not easy to do well in this matchup. And Dendy's holding his own for sure, which is important because, like I said, he is the only thing that can deal with the Phantom Lancer.
Yeah, and if he were to, really start to fall behind, not only would it be a problem with dealing with the Phantom Lancer later, but it would be a problem with dealing with the Templar Assassin in the mid game, who really takes over. As over top, Excalibur. He'll fall to General for first blood, and they're going to follow this up
nice
with a kill
block.
on Spartan, potentially. As he's got Fortune's End, locks him in place. General takes a lot of damage from the Purifying Flames, but it won't be enough, and then he'll happily take that health back. But all the while, bottom VTune, Melee's getting a kill as he trades his life away. Always Want to Fly will get one, and he might even get a second. He's got 5 now, 6 stacks of sticky napalm. LeBron just getting run down, and he does have telekinesis, and will try to survive with the Fable and the telekinesis, but one more shot comes in, and Always Want to Fly will get the kill onto the Rubik, and will then give up his life to the tier 1 tower to get back to full health and mana.
I don't think it would have mattered if he sent the Batrider backwards, because at the end of the day, the Rubik would have still need to rotate his hero to keep retreating, and with 6 stacks of sticky napalm, it would have taken you like 30 minutes to rotate your body, so either way, that Rubik was going down. So they get the kill on the Phantom Lancer, but Batrider gets a lot of experience out of that. He is level 4, and a support Batrider being able to get experience is devastating. One of the reasons why support Batrider is not great is because oftentimes if you fall behind in the early game, then you're no longer intimidating in the laning phase because the enemy will have sticks, and they'll have boots and be able to outrun you. But yeah, Always Want to Fly getting that advantage is actually, totally worth VTune going down for that.
Yeah, I really do love Batrider in lane. I feel like he's such a good aggressive hero, and we saw that there. And of course, it does cost VTune his life, but you all of a sudden, if you got like 3 or 4 stacks of sticky napalm and no way to dispel it, you're in a lot of trouble. Especially, we just saw him run down that Rubik in a pretty disgusting fashion. Like you said, he has to turn around to do anything, and that's a struggle when you're already on the run.
Yeah, which is a little bit surprising why they did not end oh, Dendy,
Fissure comes in on the Dandy, and Iceberg's here with the help of Aloha Dance to get the kill. Excalibur comes in. He's got the Sprout onto Iceberg with the help of Spartan to take down this Templar Assassin. Now they look over at Aloha Dance, but they shouldn't be able to catch him, and it will be a 1-for-1.
Oh, and a courier snipe as well for... Wait, where was that? Oh man, was the Prophet? Down. Oh man, so Shaker was just like walking back to the lane and ends up walking into the Nature's Prophet courier. Usually it's the other way around, but it ends up... Wow, Excalibur's still hanging around middle, so he can go back whenever he wants, so it's not too big of a deal, but they're just giving General's Weaver like a free lane, while 3 heroes are parked mid to maybe get another kill on Iceberg.
Yeah, they've got the setup with the Fortune's End, but a good Fissure comes through from Aloha Dance, hitting on both Excalibur and Dendy, so that will push him back far enough where Iceberg will survive. But it's a party mid.
A little bit of a miscast on the Trance. If he was able to spawn the 4 Trance on the other side of Templar Assassin, they may have been able to get some body blocks into a kill, but instead it's behind, and TA gets away. Meanwhile, Batrider does end up going down, seems intentionally, in the mid lane, tier 2. And they get a Fissure on Dendy.
TP over mid, they'll send General in, and Dendy in a lot of trouble. He'll fall to this Weaver, and Excalibur has to just evacuate from the lane.
I'm super surprised they went for like yeah, they have a siege creep, so you kind of want to time your pushes with that, but it's 7 minutes into the game, and they have like relatively good wave clear. Templar Assassin Sideblades will just munch through your creep wave. They have clearly a point in Fissure, and the Weaver will be able to show up whenever he feels like, and now they're going to go on Excalibur in the top lane.
And so we'll see if they can get this Nature's Prophet. They've gotten themselves the Totem. The Swarm is on Excalibur. A lot of damage being taken, and with the Shikuchi, General will finish him off, and he's now dominating. He got the free lane for a moment when Excalibur was sitting mid for a couple minutes, and now he's level 6. He's top of the net worth. This is a great start for the Weaver.
Yeah, I thought it was going to be the Templar Assassin who was going to be the one snowballing. I was not expecting the Weaver to be the one snowballing, but at this rate, he may be the scariest thing for these supports of like Oracle and Rubik to deal with, and hell, even the Axe, because the Axe is the highest net worth hero on Dire, and you're still 4th placed overall in net worth, as he's maybe looking for a kill onto this Batrider, as Leshrac dies again.
Oh god, Iceberg just styling on him, and gets this solo kill onto the Leshrac. this is already a 2,000 net worth lead. We were talking about how, you know, if Bait need to win, it's going to be a 25-minute game. This could be a quick game for FlyToMoon. As always, want to fly, get and chase. Bottom 3 heroes are here with Excalibur making the rotation. They will get the kill onto this bat, but and it proves to be a bit difficult as they need multiple heroes or a multitude of heroes to come down bottom to get this kill onto a 5 bat.
Yeah, and whenever they move these heroes, no one is able to take over the lane that Nature's Prophet leaves. I think this is, like, they're playing the draft the way that they've kind of forced themselves to, which is they don't have a 1 position. Their 1 position is Nature's Prophet, and Nature's Prophet's also their pusher. And they need to end the game fast, as now Spartan getting hassled by General. He will gladly dive this.
Disarmed General.
He actually holds off. He had time-lapse. I'm surprised he didn't go for it.
Yeah. Definitely seems like one of those opportunities that you could just go for, but he's on a 4-0 streak right now. Maybe he doesn't want to just give that up pretty freely, although he turns his attention over to Dendi with the Shukuchi coming in. Spartan is not level 6, so he doesn't have the false promise, and General avoids the stun from Dendi. And for the Fortune's End to lock up General, I don't know if it's going to be enough, but now he'll continue looking for Spartan under the tier 2 tower, and a lot of damage being done. Now he might die. He avoids the stun again, and the Courier of the Rubik goes down. So LeBron loses his Courier. Spartan trying to man fight here. Might not be the right option, but standing under this tier 2 tower is definitely a lot safer spot to be in.
General is like single-handedly zoning out 3 heroes mid right now. And he may even still get a go.
Finally force out that time lapse, but he has got the attention of all 3 of them.
And Melez narrowly manages to steal back the outpost, otherwise it would have been another devastating loss if both 10-minute outposts also went the way of Radiant. And he has a Blink Dagger now, so hopefully they can get something good out of this reveal. I would imagine the TA or the Weaver is probably your number 1 target. The Phantom Lancer, sure, he's the 2nd highest net worth, but I think it would be too difficult to try and kill the PL and too unreliable, whereas the TA and the Weaver seem a little bit more reasonable. They're going to smoke up. They get a lasso onto the Nature's Prophet with 5 stacks. Excalibur 6 stacks.
And the false promise just comes in time, and now Always Want to Fly will be turned on. They get the kill. I don't know if he was expecting that, but the false promise is the save there with, I think, single digits of health.
Yeah.
It might have been.
Just about. But not exactly what they were hoping for, because now they've confirmed that Axe has a Blink Dagger, as General is yet again just roaming around. Also confirms that there's some Ancient stacks being made. Going to intercept them, although tanks the minus armor and still doesn't care. He's still going to go for Spartan. And he knows Spartan's ult is down because he just used it.
Thing is, the Sprout comes in. General does have time lapse, but good job by Melis to be ready for the time lapse blink and get the call, taking away that streak, and Cooling Blades the Weaver to take him out of this fight. So maybe a bit too overzealous from General.
Yeah, a little bit, but it's still taking the numbers game is still consistently in the favor of Bait. Like, I was expecting Weaver to be making these kinds of maneuvers. I'm sorry, I was expecting Templar Assassin to be making these kinds of maneuvers, not the Weaver. But the Weaver has just such an amazing start, as now they're going on the Batrider bot.
Yeah, they'll send over a little hot dance and a bunch of numbers here from FlyToMoon. B2 looks over at LeBron, who's got 3 stacks of sticky napalm on him. General moving forward with the Shukuchi. He did steal the Shukuchi, so he can make some distance. And rotations from FlyToMoon don't flourish into much just yet.
And the Ward War is double sentries on that cliff, and Spartan.
Yeah, caught here by General on the rest. Just be killed off. And they're going to look for even more. General just keeps running forward. He really doesn't care that he paid the price with his life a moment ago. He is still running at these Bait heroes, and Dendi finally lands the stun onto the Weaver. They get the blink call as well. Flame Break pushes them out, and, well, he'll time-lapse and continue to chase Dendi and Melis.
He's making so much space. This is just downright comical, how much time he's spending just bobbing in and out. He did give up Shukuchi to LeBron, but now LeBron's out of mana, and they're sieging this tier 1 tower with the freshly completed Iceberg Desolator on the Templar Assassin, but they're in no rush whatsoever. FlyToMoon can take all the time that they need. They have a 4K net worth advantage. They see the Nature's Prophet up top, and they may think to go on him.
Excalibur already TPing away. But Dendi's nearby too. So They're always searching, and General just providing so much information and so much vision. Nothing that they've really exactly attacked on just yet, but he's also doing so and making space, like we've said and seen.
Yeah, and this is the kind of movement that I would expect from Bait. Like, I was thinking that if you're going to be playing this as Nature's Prophet, and you somehow lose the early game, which did end up happening, then he should just start creep cutting. He should just kind of like throw his body away and let the Leshrac get as big as possible. Because at this point, it's not that they're going to take their second tier 1 tower, which is, you know, relatively good timing to take 2 tier 1 towers at 15 minutes, I suppose. But no one else on his team is really getting anything. This Leshrac is terrified of farming into the jungle. They're losing Roche right now, which is just going to start snowballing even faster and faster. And no one on FlyToMoon has to react to anything. FlyToMoon is dictating all of the map movement, all of the lane farm, all the jungle farm, and Roche as well, objectives as well, and now LeBron getting caught out.
Yeah, they're going to catch this Rubik Meld Strike from Iceberg, and they grab the kill on LeBron, and this has just been methodical from FlyToMoon. I mean, they get the Aegis so early. They have all that minus armor, and they work with it. They've got the Deso now, you know, the Swarm and the Meld Strike. It's just so much minus armor that makes that Roche so easy so early.
And the entire time, V-Tune's Phantom Lancer has no cares in the world, may even try to go for a solo kill on Spartan.
And he's got the diffusal finish, so he'll make an approach, and it's the kill.
God. The timing that Lance generates an illusion and Oracle can't walk through.
They are really, from start to finish, just dominating all over the map at the moment. Earthshaker looking for that Blink Dagger, and he'll have that way to jump in and land an Echo Slam on a potential fight that comes through between these two teams. I mean, this is everybody doing really well, especially the TA and the Phantom Lancer. Look at how much farm the two of them have.
Yeah. In comparison, look at the Leshrac. This Leshrac is just barely out-farming the 4-position Shaker. As General, again, is just toying with Bait.
Not only that, they've got the Blink Dagger available on Iceberg now, so he'll blink. They're sideways with a Meld Strike! So much damage, forced to use the False Promise. They'll lose LeBron. Now they look over at the rest of the time-ups from General as Dendy. He took a lot of damage when the False Promise runs out. He'll have half his health back. But this is just overwhelming from FlyToMoon as they'll run in melees, and he's got nowhere to go except the grave.
And surprisingly, V-Tune opts for a kind of mid-game oriented build. I think he's like, if we can win the game in like 25 minutes, why not do it? We don't need to take it late. So he goes for Diffusal Blade into Hood, and he's more than willing to join his team, which he doesn't have to. You see Iceberg definitely has things under control right now. But they want this to be an early night, I suppose.
Would probably, I mean, chalk up to be one of the earlier nights if they just flat at 2-0'd it.
Yeah, I mean, previous days of Division 1 have like even ended way later than this before Division 2 even starts, and we're about to end the entire day here. It's another free shot.
God, Iceberg doing so much damage right now. I don't know if I don't know if that's the play you want to make. Although with the help of melees, you're able to take out the Aegis, but now you need a little bit more. You're forced to run. Excalibur dying to always want to fly, and now they look over at Spartan. They'll get themselves another double kill here for Iceberg, as Excalibur was killed. Was he
solo?
Solo there?
I may be a Fisher to cancel his TP. That may have been the only thing that Aloha Dance contributed, because he didn't have to slam for that, and down goes the Prophet. Yeah, this is a slaughter, which I've had multiple Bait games just have like downright unplayable drafts, and this is about as unplayable as it gets.
Oof, man, and they're already coming onto the high ground. You've got Illusions with some creeps here, force out the Glyph. Tier 2's getting sieged up by General, who has, I think, just been doing anything he's wanted all game. And they get the kill there on Dendy. Iceberg again with yet another, and Iceberg sitting at a cool 8-1-2.
I don't think the Bait players are bad. They just keep picking some miserable drafts. I don't understand what the deal is.
Just to lose half your health pool in one shot is never fun.
To lose your whole game in 20 minutes is never fun either.
We haven't gotten there yet. We're only at 18. Always want to fly does die in a melee. Says there's not even, they're not here to defend at the moment. They know they can't for the time being, and they're going to let them get that tier 3. And they've got the blink, they've got the Echo Slam. Sieging this high ground shouldn't be terribly difficult for the side of FlyToMoon.
Yeah, but I guess they realize that there is potential to throw, and they have the late game
There's the
100%.
Blow the call onto the Templar Assassin. Iceberg pops the BKB, looks over at melee, starting to do a lot of damage. He tries to run, but a good job by Aloha Dance to lock him down. And now for the rest of the fight, the trap slows down Dendy as well as Excalibur. Excalibur trying to TP out as they get Dendy one shot from death. They finally kill him off, as well as Spartan 3 heroes gone. Godlike for Iceberg. And it's an easy little exchange for FlyToMoon once again.
I mean, I'm hoping for some sort of throw. I want Kyle to have to pucker up. But I'm not anticipating that being the case at this rate, as now Melee Rax is going to get taken, a fissure onto the Rubik. Gone as quickly as he was respawned.
So right now with FlyToMoon leading, there's no kiss?
That's correct. I believe the conditions were bait. Okay. The conditions were
don't matter at this point.
Wow. Yeah, that was devastating. There was